What up, everyone? So, another special video. I hope you guys enjoyed the collection video. And something that I often get asked on the channel is, how do I do it? How do these things come to be? And I'm sure you guys are curious after seeing that, like how I've gotten all these things, what the story is behind it. So, this is an explanation of that. So, basically, I'm going to give some tips and help you guys out. And so, the one question is, like, how do you do it? What's your secret? And you know what? It's my secret, and I don't need to share with you guys. It's my collection. Figure it out for yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. Peace. Nah, I'm just kidding. I was super tempted, by the way, to end the video right there. I just thought of that. I'm like, how badass would that be to just end the video right there and walk off? So that was just for me. I know you guys don't think that's funny, but I thought it was funny, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, I've broken this down into 10 steps, and I'm not doing them in any order of importance or anything like that. I'm just going off of frequently asked questions on the channel. So, over time, I do give a lot of collecting advice, but it's in like bits and pieces here and there, and it's spread out between like 50 videos of like 300 that I have. So a lot of people have asked for it, and I always say like, oh, just go check out this video, and then I'm realizing, well, it'd probably be better if I kind of combined all the little tips here and there into one video. So that's what I'm trying to do. And like I've always said, at the end of the day, this channel is all about helping you guys out. And that's it. There's really no other purpose other than that. Just to get some discussion going and to help each other out. Like I help you guys out, you guys help me out. It's what we do. That's the purpose. Normally I help you find the best box. Now I'm just going to do some collecting advice. So as you can see behind me, and if you haven't seen the collection video, go check it out. I got a lot of shit. Tons of it. Not just figures, I have shirts, I have artwork, I have sculptures, I got all kinds of stuff. So, I'm going to go through the process because the number one question I get asked is like, dude, like, what's your day job? Like, what do you do? Are you rich or something like that? And the answer is no, I am not rich whatsoever. I'm actually very poor. I'm like near poverty level. When I file my taxes, I'm in poverty level. So I have no money whatsoever, so I'm not rich. And you wonder, well, how do I get this stuff? Because I'm fucking good. That's why. I'm good at what I do. I've done this my whole life, and I know what I'm doing. I know exactly where to go, what to do, and most of the things I have here, I get for free. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how you can get things for free and how you can get things, if not for free, at a very good price, spending as little money as possible but still getting what you want. Because most people, I'm sure you can assume, but a lot of people don't realize, like, I didn't do this yesterday. I didn't do this like, I didn't say like, oh, you know, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Let me go grab 10 million items. Let me go to Target and grab just 10,000 things and put them on a wall. No, this is my whole life here. This has been 25 years of collecting one teeny tiny piece at a time and just holding on to them and putting them on these little microscopic shelves. And I'll talk about that too, where to get these. So, without further ado, and I'll put, if I can remember, I'll put timestamps in there for each of the 10 steps so you guys can skip around. Because, as always, this is going to be a very long video and I talk a lot. And I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me spout my food hole off for an hour, so I don't know how long it's going to be. But, so I'll try to put little timestamps for each of the steps so you guys can jump around. Maybe there's just one you want to hear about. Whatever. So, I don't blame you for not wanting to hear me talk. My mouth is really dry, though, so hold on. Bad cotton mouth. Alright. Step number 1. And again, keep in mind, these aren't in any order of importance. These are just, I did my best. I'm sure there's things I'm missing too, so I just compiled the list and I just put them in randomly, so don't pay attention too much to the order. But number 1, one of the best advice I can give you is collect for yourself. Buy for you. Now, there's two types of collectors out there. There's people like me who just collect to have things because they like them, they like looking at them, they make them happy. I wake up every morning, I look at this stuff, it puts a smile on my face. That's collector number 1. Collector number 2 are people that do it for almost the thrill of it, I guess. And those are the people that do it for money. They do it because they want things of value, not because they necessarily like the franchises or they like the artists. They just like having things of value. Like people that go out and buy crazy expensive cars. It's like, it's not any better. Like, all cars get you to where you need to go, but it's just like a status type of thing, I guess. People want really nice things or things that are of value just to show off to their friends or to make a profit on, which is, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's the other type of collector. And I'll go through both types. So for either way, you should be buying for yourself. You should be buying things that you like, because worst case scenario, you can't sell something. You want to be prepared for the situation that you either have to keep it or hang on to it for a while. So always buy things that you like. And also, a really good tip about that is you got to be smart here. You got to think about it. If you like something, there's a reason for that. That's what my channel is. I always break it down into numbers. For everyone else, you go out there, you see something, and you say, I like that. And you don't really think about it past that. You don't really think about why you like something or what the psychology is behind it. You don't really think about that. I do, and that's why I make these videos. So keep in mind, if you like something, chances are someone else probably likes the same thing, and probably for the same reason you do. Also, if you dislike something, again, chances are a lot of people are going to dislike that same exact thing. So play it smart. If you want to sell something, that's fine. Buy it to sell it, but still buy things that you like, because for the reasons I just gave. It's just popular opinion. Every once in a while you're going to have an opinion that's aside from everyone else, but just statistically speaking, most of the time you're going to have a common opinion. You're going to like things that other people like. You're going to like things that are popular. It's just human nature. It happens. So always buy things that you are interested in, and make sure you have good reason for liking that. So it's okay to buy to sell, but keep that in mind. So, number 2, I would say pick and choose your franchises. So many people, and I'm going to say this a lot in this video, collectors are dumb. People are dumb. They're so stupid about collecting. And the perfect example is the whole Funko Pop thing. There's so many other things that Funko puts out, like the Dorbs, like the Vinyl Vixen, the Rock Candy, are getting popular, but when they first came out, no one gave a shit about them. And it's like, why? They look good. They're good quality figures, but people were like, if it's not a pop, I'm not collecting it. It's like, you're so dumb. Like, what do you care? Like, why does it matter? Why do you have to collect what other people like? Why can't you have your own opinion and buy things because they look good? So that's where I would say pick your franchises. Only pick, you got to be a little weary of, if you don't really love something, I would say don't really go out of your way for it, because I've done that too. When Mystery Minis first came out and there was a franchise I liked, I didn't necessarily like the style, but it was the only Mystery Minis out there, so I went and bought them. And I regretted it because a year later or so, someone else, some other company, would put out figures just like it that were better quality, and it's like, oh, like, I shouldn't have wasted my money on that. And it's like, keep in mind, popular franchises are always going to be popular. There's always going to be more Batman Pops. There's always going to be more Marvel Mystery Minis. They're always going to recycle it. So if you don't love it, then don't waste your time with it, because someone else is going to do it better, and you'll have already wasted your money on something. And the other thing is, everyone runs out of space eventually. You know, people that are watching this and collecting, you know you're running out of space. You're trying to figure out ways to put things away, and that's why you just got to pick and choose. Only try to pick the best of the best. And I know that's hard to do because no one can predict the future. You don't know what's going to come out. But I would say only get it if you really love it. Think about it like, space-wise, is it worth the space on your wall or on your desk? Would there be something else better that belongs there? It's okay, be patient. There's a million collectibles out there. There's going to be no shortage. Something else will come along, I promise you. And you will like that better than something that you paid some crappy price for. So just be patient and only buy things that you really love. So that's kind of similar to the first one, but a little bit different. So number 3. This is more about value, and it is timing is everything. Timing is extremely important to collecting and selling, whether you're collecting just to have or whether you're collecting to make a profit. And the thing about that is, just like the last video I did with the comic block, the values were crazy high because I got it that day. People that get the item first are always going to get the most value for it when they're selling it. And like I've explained a million times, the values will slowly drop down and then they'll taper off. And the funny thing is, which I don't talk about with boxes, they eventually will come back up. So they always start out high, they'll go down, they'll level off for a long time, then eventually they'll come up. How long is eventually? It depends on what it is. It depends on how rare it is. There's no blanket statement for it. It just depends. So eventually everything will increase in value. If it's something really common, it's going to be a long time. If it's something rare, it won't be that much time. An example of that, the original horror mystery minis. It was not hard to get those at all. They were everywhere. It was extremely easy to get them. And the first people that got them had that premium price, and then they leveled off pretty soon after that. The rare ones were still rare, the commons were still common, and they leveled off at price. If anyone recently, and some of you have gone back and tried to collect Series 1 after Series 3 is out, even the commons are stupid prices. They're crazy prices because everyone just forgot about them, and no one realized what's happening in the background because the people that have the series are good. They wouldn't keep searching, and new people are now coming along when Series 3 comes out, so their back catalog gets recognized and the prices came up. So it didn't take that much time. It probably like 2 years, which sounds like a lot, but it's not in the lifespan of something. So it took about 2 years, but the prices came back up. And they're going to keep going up. It's not going to stop. So again, it's going to slow increase, but eventually it's going to keep going up and up and up. So there it is. So that's what you got to do. When a series first comes out, like the mystery minis, get on it. Get there first. When store shelves put them out, you want to be the first one there because you want a fresh box. Because you either want to buy that whole case or you want to use a box layout and pick out the ones you want, and it's only good if no one else has touched that box. So as soon as you hear a series release, get the fuck out there and get it. If you miss that opportunity and you're buying online, don't go right away. Wait it out. Let those prices be up. Let the crazy people buy it at the stupid prices. Wait for them to come down. Watch the market. Watch it flow until you see it kind of even out. Then buy it. And then wait for it to come up again. So like I said, for very many situations, timing is everything. Make sure you're on time with it. Either don't wait, or if you missed it, wait. Be patient. Watch the flow. Number 4. This is probably the most important, I would say, and that is look for deals. And that includes haggling with people for prices. And there's 2 different scenarios. So the best place I can say for deals is Hot Topic. Most of you know that Hot Topic is overpriced. Everything they have on there is way higher priced than normal stores. They always jack up the price. And that's because Hot Topic does not expect to sell anything at regular price, except to dumb people. It's one of those stores, like there was a clothing store I used to work at, where they had normal prices, but nothing in the store was ever normal price, ever. It was just a sales tactic. They mark, and so many websites do this too, where they'll put a price up there and they'll have a slash through and put a price below, giving you the illusion that they're giving a discount, but it's just, no, they just put stupid prices on them. Anyway, they don't expect to sell anything at regular price because always, Hot Topic has some promotion going on. Whether it's buy one, get one half off, buy one, get one 30, Hot Cash, Hot Mess. They have all these sales going on, and people are so jacked up and they want something that they'll buy one item, and it's like, you're wasting your money. Don't do that. That's a complete waste of your money. Wait for those opportunities. And I'll tell you, buy one, get one 30. If you think about it, obviously these sales, you have to buy them in twos. There's no complicated math in it, like buy them in even numbers. When you're doing buy one, get one 30, after your even numbers, that equals to a 15% off your total purchase. Buy one, get one 50 equals 25% off your total purchase. Now they're hot cash. It's $15 off 30. If you play your cards right, you have to spend exactly 30 or exactly 60, but if you do the math and like fit different price things in there, I'm always able to do it where I get it exactly at 60. If you can do that, it's 50% off your total purchase. And the funny thing is, these are sales that come and go. The items don't change. They have the same shit in Hot Topic they always do. They always restock their shelves. They always get more mystery minis. They rarely ever run out. Even the Hot Topic exclusives, there's no limited run on those. So they keep restocking them and restocking them. Just be patient. It's okay. And make friends with the people there and tell them you need stuff. And they're usually pretty cool about letting you know when things come in. Wait for those hot cash opportunities and get them 50% off. Even with their high prices, 50% off is still way cheaper than anyone else. And that's usually where I get my mystery mini deals at. Because the mystery minis are usually $6. Hot Topic sells them for $8. I think, which is more, but 50% off 8 is 4, which is cheaper than normal stores. Get the whole box, get some rare ones, sell even one rare one that's worth like $30 to $40. It pays for your whole transaction, and all the other shit was free. So you got a whole box of mystery minis for free, minus one figure because you sold one rare one. And that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. Playing the odds, it's just like gambling, waiting for the right opportunity, betting big, and then raking it in. It's as simple as that. That's why I have every single horror mystery mini that exists. The rare ones, the exclusives, the ones that are worth hundreds of dollars, I have them. And I paid $4 for ones that are worth $150. So there you go. That's how you get free shit. And that's just one example. Everyone has deals. Another way to get deals is credit cards. If you're over 18, anytime you sign up for a credit card with any store, they will give you an initial discount off your first purchase. So just keep your eye out when something rolls around where there's a lot of something you need, like a full case of something, then go to that store, sign up for a credit card, get the discount off, and use that. And they'll usually combine that with other coupons too. Like JCPenney, I always get shirts there for crazy good prices. Like sometimes, like I got this one, this cool Mario one. I think it was $4 too. It was like $4 or $5 because I opened a credit card, I saved coupons. You just gotta look for deals and use your head. Be patient with it. And that's how I get it for dirt cheap. And then I'll get one rare thing, sell that one thing, and it'll pay for my whole transaction. So I'll get a bunch of shirts for free. I'll sell one shirt to some dumbass out there that's willing to pay top dollar, and I'm good. I didn't spend anything. I used that money to pay off the credit card, and my shit is free. There you go. So the other half of this, finding good deals, is haggling. This you can't do in stores, but you can do at conventions. Something you need to know about anytime you go to a convention that the big places won't do it. Like Funko's not going to haggle with you. They're going to tell you to fuck off. Any big name company is not going to do it. But these small companies, there's thousands of them at Comic-Con, and not even San Diego Comic-Con. Any city you're at has some kind of con going on, and it's all small vendors. And you got to realize these are people with shops where it's like one or two people lugging these boxes in, setting them all up, and if things don't sell, they got to put them back in their boxes and ship them back home to wherever they came from. Keep in mind that these people want to sell stuff. They are more than happy to. Go on the last day of a convention and you can haggle ridiculous prices with people. Their posted price, you can offer them half of that and they'll usually take it just based on the fact that they don't want to carry it back. They don't want to deal with more shit. They don't want to have to put a listing back online and then have someone pay for shipping and then put it in a box and ship it. You're saving them work if you buy it. So they're more than willing to haggle prices. And it never hurts to ask. One thing I've always done is I always take cash, especially like San Diego Comic-Con, and I'll see something like there's a Spawn figure I got up here that's worth $400. This guy had it listed a price on there of $100, and it was the last day and it was right before it ended. I'm like, look, dude, I'm a huge fan of Spawn. I want that. I have $50 in my pocket. I know it's a terrible deal, but what can you do for me? And he's like, he didn't even think twice. Like, sure, grabbed it out of my hand, pushed it on me. I was done. That's how easy it is, because he didn't want to have to carry it back. It's just more work for him. And it's free money at that point. He's already paid for those items. Anything he sells is money in his pocket. So don't hesitate to haggle with anyone at a convention. Also kiosks. Kiosks in mall often put their own prices, so you can often haggle with them too. If it's an established store, probably not. But there's a chance to get a discount if you ask. But kiosks can do that too. I've also done the same thing there. So something to keep in mind, people are more than willing to haggle. You just have to ask them. You don't have to be a dick about it or anything. You don't have to force it on them. Just ask. What could it hurt? So there we go. That was a long one, but that was an important one. Next, number 5. And this one is also very important too. What you want to do, if you're a collector, either way, A or B, buy in bulk. You're always going to want to do this because especially for mystery minis. Some people are looking for one figure, they'll buy a box, they'll not get it. They'll buy a box, they'll not get it. They'll buy a box, they don't get it. Eventually they do, but before you realize it, you don't realize that you're spending little bits here and there, but before you realize it, you spent like $50 because you want one $5 figure, which you could have just got on eBay. You always want to, if you're trying to collect a full series, never buy individual boxes. Always buy a case. And I realize a lot of people don't have money for that, but save up. Trust me, it's worth it in the long run. Save up your money. Those series will be out for a long time. They'll be out for months and months. You have time to save. And again, wait for deals, wait for Hot Topic, wait for Hot Cash. Always buy in bulk. And then once you buy in bulk, if you haven't already gotten the series, when you need individuals after that, also, box layouts. I do them all the time on my channel. When I review a series, I'll show you the layout of what figure was in each position in the box. They don't always work, but a lot of times they do, especially with Funko. So get the series. You usually don't get any repeats if you get a whole case. And then the ones you're missing, look up the box layout, go hunt them down one by one, and collect that way. Worst case scenario, you have terrible luck or there's just not that many stores around. Then wait it out, go back to eBay, get the lowest price, keep your eye on it, have a alert system for your eBay account on your phone, then do it that way. But it's always best to buy in bulk. Even at Hot Topic, even if there's only one item I want, but it's a really good deal of the buy one, get one free or whatever, I'll still buy two, no matter what, even if it's the same thing. And I'll either sell that one to pay for the one I already bought, or I'll just give it to a friend, because there's no reason not to. I already want it. And there's a figure that I'm going to show off soon in a different video. An item was on clearance, and clearance was buy one, get one free. And the clearance price was already a great deal. So I just grabbed another one. It's fucking free. Who cares? So doesn't matter what price I sell that figure for, I could sell it for $1. It wouldn't matter. That's still $1 off the one I did buy. So it's a best case scenario. Like, there's no negative way about it. Worst case scenario, I don't sell it. I give it to someone who likes it. I show it off on the channel. I give it away as a prize or whatever. So always, always, always buy in bulk. Next, what's my timing? Running out of time, man. Stop. Okay, number 6. Here's one not as important, but I know one that you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the time here. One that you guys are definitely gonna want to hear about. And number 6 is be prepared to keep things for a while. If things don't sell right away, don't worry, it's okay. And I have the perfect example right here. You're probably wondering, because I didn't mention these, why these two fuckers are sitting right here. And I'll tell you exactly why. And part of it is going to include these shelving and things like that. Be prepared to keep your items for a while. Be prepared to sit on them for a while. What me and my buddies figured out with artwork, sometimes I do buy to sell. I haven't yet because I always fall in love with it. But the funny thing about it is, some people just like put it away in storage. It's like, put it up and frame it. Even if you bought artwork to sell and you don't want to keep it, why not frame it anyway? It can sit on your wall. That's a place to store it. It's not hurting anyone there. It's not going to sit in the box on the ground. It's somewhere where it can be stored, but it's still somewhere where people can enjoy it. Even if you fucking hate it and don't like that painting, other people might like it. People that come to your house might enjoy it. Why not just put it on the wall? And then when it sells, take it off the wall. It doesn't do any difference selling it in a box or on the wall, but at least people can enjoy it there. At least it has a place to live, and it's not in the way. It's not going to get pissed on by your dog or threw up on by a baby or something like that. It's in a safe place. It's up high. When it sells, take it off the wall, put something else up there. It's as easy as that. And that's a similar system I have behind me. Now, none of this stuff I'm selling. I'm not a big seller. I do on occasion when I have to even my prices out. But things you see behind me are personal to me. They're close to my heart. Most of them are gifts from people, so they're very sentimental to me. But either way, even if you do buy to sell, get some shelves like this, because there's no easy way to store this. Say you have the same amount as me, what are you going to do? Put them in boxes? And then say you sell one thing, like, how the fuck are you going to find that one figure in all these boxes? You're just going to dig through it and because you sold a 99-cent thing? Like, no. Put them on shelves so you can see exactly where everything is. So if I were selling all this stuff, once sold, I would walk out to this room, I'd say, oh, it's right there. Pull it off the shelf, put it in a box, ship it. It's that easy because I can see everything. And again, it's taking up no space at all. There's no boxes on the floor. There's nothing in the way here. It takes up, 2 inches of my wall, but it's thousands of things here. It's a better way to store it. It's a better way to display it. People can enjoy it in the meantime, and it looks cool, so why not? So, I want to get into, okay, I'm trying to think of what I should do here. So an example of keeping things for a while. Actually, I'll talk about the shelves, sorry. So the shelves, since I was talking about. People ask all the time where I get these shelves, what they come from, and the answer is I do it all myself mostly. Same with framing. If you guys saw my artwork that I have, they're all in very beautiful frames. They're like all kinds of custom paintwork on there. They're double matted. They're really nicely done. If any of you have tried to get something framed, getting framework done like that can cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Yes, literally that much. It's crazy expensive. Those I did all myself, and most of them cost 30 bucks. Same with these shelves. These shelves, there are collectible shelves. They're called curio shelves, and I think it's C-U-R-I-O. I think it might be K. I'm not totally sure. I'll check on that. But they're called curio shelves, and they're made for knickknacks. You can buy them in Michael's. Like, they have shelves like that, but they're stupid expensive. Because that's what I was looking for when I first had got this idea. And a shelf that was like this big with cubbies, it was like $70. It's like, what the fuck? Like, no, that's more expensive than the shit I wanted to put on there. Like, no, I'm not paying that. That's crazy. Michael's has gotten better about the prices, but they're still expensive though. But they're nicer though. They're nice framework. They're glass on them, but I don't need that. So what you got to do is just be creative. You got to be creative about this stuff. None of these things I have behind me are shelves for collectibles, are shelves for figures. You got to think with your head and go outside the box. Most of these are from like Office Depot or Target, and they're dirt cheap. They're super cheap. The first way I got an idea for it is they're office supply organizers. So people have seen those things. You put them in a drawer, and it just organizes stuff. You put like staples, or you put like paper clips and pencils, but they're shaped like this. No one thinks about it that way. When you take it out of the drawer and put it on the side, now it looks like this, and it's the same size of these figures. It fits them perfectly. So all I do is put some double-sided tape, and I also get silicone, which is really cheap. You can get it at Target, but it's an epoxy, but it's rubber. So people ask about earthquakes here. If you put silicone epoxy in between the wall and that, it'll absorb the shock waves. I get earthquakes here all the time. Not one thing has fallen off because of silicone. It may damage the wall though, so be careful. But it helps. I'm in the garage, so it doesn't matter. But that's all it is. It's office supply things and all kinds of random stuff. It's stuff that is like houseware stuff and stuff for your kitchen, stuff for your office. You just got to use your head. Keep your eye out and just try to reinvent things. Go to Target, walk down random aisles. Oh, another one is jewelry cases. The first ones I had it was a dismantled jewelry case. Jewelry cases have a ton of little compartments and cubbies. Just yank those drawers out, pop off the top lid, and then stick it on the wall. It's that simple. And they're nice too. They're nice like wood, and they're colored. And this one was a jewelry one too. It's like felt. It's got this nice like zebra print on the outside of it. Super goofy looking, but that's what the jewelry case was. It was zebra print. So I yanked it out and it was perfect. It fit these things perfectly. You just got to think outside the box and use your head for it. So that's all it is. Be creative. And if you can't figure it out, make some yourself. I have some foam board that I use where I've actually made my own shelves with duct tape and stuff and then just spray painted over it. It looks really shitty, but you can't tell at all. When you're looking at figures, I guarantee you no one will notice because no one's going to be looking at the shelf, they'll be looking at the figures. So just be creative and use things whenever you can. Like it's that simple, and that's the secret behind all this stuff. So I got to stop my camera, so hold on one second. I'll keep talking about this. Sorry about that. Camera battery is running out. I need a new beer too. It's running out. Anyway, where was I? Let's see. Step number 6 still. So, that was shelving. Framing is the same thing. I do all my own framing, and it's just about being creative. I wasn't kidding about those prices. Literally, I've looked it up, what it would cost to do exactly what I did. Like, took it somewhere like Michael's or Aaron Brothers, and like, what would it cost to do this? Excuse me. And again, at the low end, like $250. And then on the high end, like, not kidding, $500 to $1,000. Crazy price, right? Worth way more than most of the artwork that's in there, and it cost me $30 to $50. And I'm probably going to do a separate video on that to show you guys how to do that. Same thing. Show you guys how to save money, show you guys how to frame your artwork, find shelvings, put them up, all that stuff. So I just wanted to touch on that there. But the other example of keeping things for a while, how they increase in value, like I told you, premium prices, drop low, level off, up again. Here's the perfect example. These two Batmen. These are Dorb's Batmen from Comic-Con 2015. Now, I do want to talk about Funko a little bit, and I am going to rant here for a second that Funko is so money hungry. They're so greedy, and they constantly screw people over. And in 2015 was the peak of popularity for Funko products. And I think I want to do a whole separate video on that. I was going to make a part of this, but I may do it separately. Just about Funko and about collections in general and things like that, and things to spot out. But 2015 was probably the high point for like pop figures. It's when everyone was going crazy before the bubble popped and everyone's trying to sell their shit now. So they were really going hard. And the funny thing was, most people at Comic-Con were there to sell. Very little people there were there to buy for themselves. Most people were there to buy everything they could and then sell the stuff, which was kind of a dick move, but you know, whatever. And I can't say too much that's a dick move, because I guess I do that sometimes too. I'll buy things to sell, but again, going back to my other steps, I buy things I like. If it sells, cool. If not, I'll just keep it. These two guys were Dorbs, and they marked up the prices at Comic-Con 2015, and Pops, I think, were 15, I think Dorbs were 10. I don't totally remember, but I do remember the prices were higher. Anyway, I got these two Batmen, and I'm like, I kind of want them, but I was spending a shitload of money. And when you're at Comic-Con, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to plan it out. Everything's happening all in front of you, and the line was crazy, and they only let in like 20 people at a time, and I barely got in, so it's like, you don't fucking have time to think. So I just like was like, okay, this, and this, and this. And afterwards, I'm like, wow, I spent way too much money. I gotta sell some stuff. I just can't afford that. Like, I can't do it. So I was forced to sell some things. And these two were part of that deal. So I looked them up and I'm like, well, these are the ones, like, I picked them because I liked them and they were cool, but I didn't need to have them. They weren't that cool, so I'm like, okay, I'll part with these guys. And I looked it up online, and they were all selling for like 15 bucks. And I'm like, damn, if I list it, I have to list it below that. And then when I factor in like cost of eBay and PayPal and then price to ship it, like, I'd lose money if I sold it at that price. Like, that's crazy. That sucks. Like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm keeping them. Like, I'm not going to lose money on this. Like, fuck that. I'm keeping them because I still like them. I think they're cool. Flash forward to this year, only a year later. I was on the Pop price guide and just looking at collection stuff, and then I saw one that was very expensive, and I'm like, that looks like the one I have. And I checked it out. Not only are these a year later not $15, which people were buying and selling for $15, no problem. A year later, one is now $85, and the other is valued $125. $125. It went up that much. And I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to come up at all. I honestly thought it was going to stay at that value. And that was my expert opinion. But it didn't. So that's just one example of holding on to things and buying it for yourself. Two of the numbers I gave where it worked out. And I didn't do anything special. I'm just following my own rules. I bought stuff I like. I kept things I like. And now they're worth a shit ton of money. I'm not going to sell them now because I like them. But if I needed to, I could. And that's all it was. And they weren't doing anything. They weren't taking up a crazy amount of space. They were just chilling on a shelf up there, just sitting there, not doing any harm to anyone. I didn't have to do any extra work. And now it's a ton of extra money if I want it. But that's just an example. Just keep things, buy things, and plan on keeping them for a while. Don't settle for a price if you're trying to sell it. Don't think that you have to sell it right then and get these crappy prices. Wait it out. If after a long time you just don't have room for it and you have to get rid of it, then you have to get rid of it. There's no argument there. But if you have the space or you have a free shelf, just let them chill there. They're not going to hurt anybody. Just let them sit there, and eventually, a set amount of time will go by, and they will come up at least a little bit. This is obviously a rare example. Not everything's going to go through that same thing that quickly, but it's an example of things that happen all the time. And it's the same thing with all my other Pop figures. I have the Homer Simpson Pop figure, which I think is worth $90 now. I bought it for $1. $1. It was on clearance at Urban Outfitters because they used to sell vinyls, and they stopped, which sucks because I used to love Urban Outfitters for that. They used to have Kid Robot and all these sculptures, but they stopped doing that. Lame. Anyway, they had them on clearance when they were stopping this process of Mickey's and Homer's $1. And they were buy one, give one half off, so the other ones were 50 cents. And now they're worth $90. And it's like, I didn't do anything. That's where I keep saying people are so dumb. They'll throw things away 1 second, and then all of a sudden they're worth value, and they're like, oh, I want it now. It's like, you're an idiot. Why don't you just buy things you like and let them go through the process themselves? Why do you always have to do what other people are doing? Why are you letting other people tell you what your shit is worth? Buy things because you like them. Let them have personal worth to you. Enjoy them. If they are worth something later, fucking cool. If not, then who gives a shit, man? Like, this is why people lose so much money. Because they're selling things on clearance one second, and then they're buying it back the other second. The same item they sold, they're just giving money to someone else. Like, it's such a waste. Like, this system it's going through. They're so stupid. So that's why I say collectors are dumb. Be an original, buy things that you think are good, and go with that. Let them sit for a while, let them gain value. I promise you most of the Funko stuff will increase in value at some point. And like I said, I'll do a whole separate video about the whole bubble pop thing, and I want to talk about the whole pop figures versus Beanie Babies. Like, there's a whole discussion I want to talk about on that, but we'll get to that. Anyway, continuing with this. Number 7. Here's a really minor tip. It's not important, but just something you can always do that I've had a lot of luck on. And this is specifically for eBay selling and other sites like Craigslist where people list things themselves. Because I'm going to go back to my point that people are dumb. People don't know what they're doing. It's rare occasions, but there's always an occasion like that Harley Quinn figure in the comic block. A bunch of people are going to sell it for a really high price, but there's going to be one person out there that doesn't really care, that doesn't really know who Harley Quinn is, that doesn't know what little bombshells are, that are just going to throw it on eBay and take any price and not give a shit. And these are called stupid people. Follow the bouncing ball. Stupid people. And what happens is that people that aren't used to selling things, that maybe have only sold one eBay thing in their life, they do it so quick because they don't care, and they often misspell things or put wrong information. So it never hurts if you're really looking hard for an item to search different things. Because you have to realize your eBay search, whatever you type in that search bar, the searches are going to be exactly that. The more information you put in that search bar, the less results you're going to get. Keep your searches simple. Put it as simplest form as you possibly can. When I searched for that Harley Quinn, all I put in was the word block for nerd block, and then Harley, and then saw what came up, and it did. And you would think that would never come with results. Most people are typing in comic block, Harley Quinn, little bombshells, exclusive, and they'll probably get like 3 results. The one I put in had like 50 results. So it never hurts to simplify your results, and also check misspellings. If you know things are commonly misspelled, like the name Quinn, Harley Quinn. Some people spell it with 2 N's, some people spell it with 1 N. Each spelling will have different results. The correct way will have most of the results, but I guarantee you there's people spelling it the wrong way. It'll probably only have 1 result, but that's where you're going to see it the cheapest. It's that one idiot person that doesn't know what they're doing, and they list it for like $2 because they don't give a shit and they don't even know how to spell the damn name. That's where you get it. So it never hurts to just try alternate searches. So that's my tip, and I guess that's what we'll call it. Number 7 is alternate searches. So there's just a small tip that only works in specific situations, but it never hurts. If you're really searching for one specific item, that's where it comes in handy. Don't do it all the time, you'll waste your time, but if there's just one item that you really, really need, try that out. There's some up. Okay, number 8. Here's something I'll say is pretty important. It's don't fall for scams. People are scammed. Like I said, these stupid people only want to buy pop figures and only want to buy what people tell them to buy. They'll only get something if it has the label exclusive on there. And exclusive doesn't mean dick anymore. Exclusive used to mean rare and hard to find and valuable in boxes, but now it doesn't mean any of that. And a perfect example is Hot Topic exclusive. People go crazy for them and sell them at high prices. There's no need for that. The only time exclusive works is if it has a limited run. You'll see right down there, limited run, 500 pieces. That's the number that counts, the limited run of pieces, because there are only 500 of these. It's still a high amount, but there's never going to be more, ever. That's where it gets its value. It wouldn't, if it just said Comic-Con exclusive and no number, don't waste your time. Same with Hot Topic, because there's no limit to them. If Hot Topic has a really a really popular exclusive, like I think the Carnage one was, they were really popular and they sold out instantly. Do you think Hot Topic, a business that wants money, is like, oh, we sold out, we're just going to let those collectors have that? Like, fuck no, dude. They're going to order 10,000 more. They're going to double their order and refill the shelves. As long as it's selling, they're going to keep making. There's no limited run, so as soon as the stores sell out, Hot Topics just got to call up Funko and be like, hey, we need 10 million more of those. We sold the first 5 million. And then they'll put them back. And if those sell, they'll order 20 million. And if those sell, it'll be 40 million. They won't stop ordering until they've leveled off. Until their store shelves still full, then they stop. It's a whole supply and demand thing. But the whole point of this conversation is there's no limited run. Hot Topic will keep supplying those. So don't worry about it. Just they'll come back. Don't go buy them online at a crazy price. They will restock the shelves. It's a very, very rare occasion that they wouldn't. So it does happen occasionally, but I wouldn't worry about it. They always restock. You can still get Carnage at the store by my house all the time, and that was from a year ago. So the only way the Hot Topic exclusives gain value is after everyone has them, after they've been on the shelves, after they don't sell, after they put them on clearance, then the clearance items sell, then they're not in stores because they've stopped ordering them, they've stopped making the molds for them. A year later, then they'll go up in value. But obviously you shouldn't wait that long. But then that's when they go up in value again. Then Hot Topic exclusives are valuable again. But as long as they're in stores, don't waste your time. Don't be fooled by an exclusive sticker. Another thing, and this is where Funko became a dick. Because 2015 they started this. They had their, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I did. They had Comic-Con exclusives. Then they had this exact same figure, not at Comic-Con, that said convention exclusive. So, what they did, very crafty, this Funko. Total dick move. They put a sticker on there saying Comic-Con exclusive. The only reason it's Comic-Con exclusive is because of that fucking sticker. Then, they took all the exclusives and I guess people said making it fair, but it was just a way for them to make money and split it up between Barnes & Noble, Hot Topic, Walmart, GameStop, and there was another one, I think maybe Target. They split them up and sent them out there, but they had a convention exclusive sticker. The exact same figure. So people saw them and were like, oh my gosh, this is the one from San Diego Comic-Con, I must have it. No, it's not. Separate. 500 pieces Comic-Con, separate 500 pieces convention exclusive. Two separate things. People think they're the same. These ones are valuable. There's somewhere out there, someone from Barnes & Noble got this exact same figure, but it says convention exclusive. Not the same thing. It is actually worth less money just because of that sticker. It might as well be a separate paint job of a separate figure because it is completely different. So do not be fooled. It is not the same thing. One costs more, one costs less. So if you just want the figure and don't care, get the convention exclusive. If you actually want the rare one, get the Comic-Con exclusive. This year, 2016 Comic-Con, is where they pushed it too much. People went crazy. They did the same thing 2015, went there, bought a bunch of stuff, and were thinking they were going to make a bunch of money, and didn't. Those things sold for dick, man. Because months after, you could find these all over the place. Like the Rainbow Batman, the Trunks one, and all those 2016 exclusives that I wanted. I was sad I didn't go to Comic-Con, and they were just in stores. I went to Hot Topic, they were just sitting on the shelf. You could go online and get them. Like, people didn't realize that they were everywhere. And people were selling them online, and people were buying them for stupid prices. And it's like, you morons. It's still in the store. People thought we're just so crazy about it and thought it was so rare. They just never stopped and were like, maybe I should search for it. Maybe I should type it into Google and see what comes up. I guarantee none of those people did it because people were paying $40 for pop figures, and it's like, it's $15 at your local Walmart. It's like sitting there. Go online. You can still buy it. And it was crazy. Like, they flooded the market too much, so most of the 2016 stuff is worth practically garbage. Not much more than the people paid for it, which is really sad to see that so many people waste their money. But yeah, Funko's a dick. Do not be fooled by these tactics. If it does not have a number on there, do not be fooled. That is my advice to you. Number 9. Jesus, this is a long video. I told you. Anyway, number 9. Follow trends, predict patterns, use your head, do the research. And I guess we'll sum this up in use your head. Be smart. Don't be stupid. And what I mean by follow trends, this exact graph that I mimed with my hands that I told you. I should probably do it this way. I realize I'm doing it backwards. Starting price, super high. Going down, going down, going down really quickly. Leveling off. This is your buy point. This is where you want to be. Leveling off, super high again. You want to be right in that center. Try to follow the trends, predict the trends, pay attention to it. Be on eBay, have a saved search for the item you want, and just pay attention. Check back every day and check the lowest price. Do you see it going down like 50 cents a day, $1 a day, whatever? Are you seeing it moving? Then fine, don't do anything. Do not touch it. Wait till it stays. Check back, and when you start checking back day after day and you see like prices aren't changing. Oh, I saw that same figure last week. That's the same one. Oh, this person keeps relisting the same figure. That's where you're like, okay, I saw the trend and I see it leveling off. Someone keeps relisting it, but they stopped relisting it at a lower price. They're just relisting at the same price. Okay, that's where you see the trend. It looks like it's at that bottom. Jump on it. And then if you see it going up again, that's where you're going to be like, oh shit, I waited too long. Let me get it really quick. But just be patient. Be patient. Follow the trends. Watch the patterns. Use your head. Do some statistical analysis. Like, calm down. Don't freak out. Just watch it and watch it go. And the same thing about websites and stuff like that. It's the same pattern. It always has been since the dawn of time. And it always will be. I promise you it's not going to change. And there's always very rare occasions that don't follow that pattern, that are just like rare to begin with and stay rare. And it's like, yeah, but it's the same thing. You see the pattern. If you don't see it moving, it's not dropping, then get it. If it starts rare and keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher, it eventually will level off too. But you know, that's a risk you got to take. You can't just waste money all the time, because I've seen too many people do it. Be patient, follow the trends, try to follow the patterns. There you go. Number 9. Number 10, the last one. This is probably the least important one, but also probably one of the most important ones. And that is very simple. Have fun. Have fun, you guys. People stress out about this too much. People make this a business. People depend on the money or something like that. Just have fun, you guys. This is at the end of the day, it's just stuff that is supposed to make you happy. It's not supposed to stress you out. It's not supposed to freak you out. You're not supposed to go into a frenzy over it. I realize it's fun to get hyped about stuff. That's cool. But just have fun with it. That's what I do. I stopped worrying about it. I just have my stuff. Like I've explained in pretty much every step here. I hang on to it. I buy things I like. They make me happy. I drink my beer. I look at my shit. I smile. I burp and fart, or whatever I'm doing that day I happen to be doing. Like, whatever the fuck I want. But I'm happy with my stuff. If I ever need to, I'll sell it. And I know it'll sell for a good price because it's sat here for so long. And if I don't want to, then I won't. No big deal. I just enjoy the stuff while it's here. If I feel like making some bucks and selling something, cool. If I don't want to, here it is. It stays on the wall, and this is my happy place. This is my man cave. I got my TV here. I got my beer there. I come in here. I chill. I drink. I smoke. I do whatever I want. It's just something to have fun with. So try not to stress yourself out, because you're going to get into this delusional paranoia, and then you're not going to follow the trends. You're not going to predict the patterns. And even me, like, I'll be the first one to admit it happens to me all the time. Sometimes I get so momentum and so worried about like trying to make break even and trying not to spend money that I slip up and I totally screw myself and end up losing a bunch of money and keeping things that I didn't necessarily want. So every once in a while I got to stop myself and be like, whoa, like, chill, dude, like, you don't need it. And that's exactly what I did with that X-Men series. You guys saw my review on that. I was ready to just get it. Hot Topic called me and they're like, hey, we got your shit here, come pick it up. And I was about to, and then I looked at it and I'm like, maybe not. Like, maybe we shouldn't do that. So I'm glad I didn't, because that series ended up being garbage. So I'm so happy I stopped myself. That was a good move. And also part of the having fun, make friends, you guys. Make friends on here. Find people in the discussion boards. Find people on the, in whatever, on this channel. We have the Beardy Nerd community page. Find some friends on there. People will look out for you. Like, just like I help you guys out, you guys have helped me out a ton. And you know, you guys don't have to. I don't have to do this. I don't have to help you out. You guys don't have to help me out. We just do because we're having fun. And that's how I found really rare stuff that I've really needed. And the same thing, like at Hot Topic, I know everyone that works there, and they know me. When I walk into the store, they know my name. And we talk about just fun stuff. I'm just friends with them, you know? And that's the only way I know them. And then I'm like, oh, dude, is this series coming out? And they're like, yeah, I think it comes out this date. And I'm like, yo, give me a call when it comes in, hold the box. And they totally do. They're more than happy to do it. So I'm always the first one to get the box. And then on forums, like, find people to trade with. Like, that's one of the best tips I have for getting stuff, because there's so many rare things that I look for months, and then I talked about it on the channel, and someone's like, oh, it's right here. You can have it. It's like, oh, fucking thank you, dude. So just be nice. Don't be a dick. Be nice to people. Make friends. Help each other out. Have fun. Be merry and happy and peaceful, and all will be well. That's my final tip for you. So like I said, I was going to talk about the whole Funko thing, and there's this topic I do want to talk about, and it's Funko Pops versus Beanie Babies, the similar trends, things to avoid, things that are going to happen, predicting the future. There's a topic I want to talk about. I wasn't sure if it deserved its own video, but I just don't want to make this one any longer, so I'll have to talk about it some other time. Maybe I'll make a separate video, but let me know if you guys are interested in that at all, and maybe I just won't make that video. But anyway, this has been crazy long, but I hope this helped you. Just like my monthly reviews, just like every box I do, I hope this helped you. I hope you found something helpful here. I know it's a lot to talk about, but try and follow the timestamps. And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to ask. I can't always answer every question, and you know, time constraints, I get to it when I can. I'm only one person. I do everything single-handedly, so I do the best I can by myself. This is not my job. It's just a hobby I have, so I try my best to answer questions, and I don't always have the answers, but if you have a question, feel free to ask. I'll help you out the best I can. Or if not, maybe I'll make a whole video about it. And I'm still going to do a Q&A. I know you guys have other questions too, things about me. But anyway, I hope this video helped. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got something good from it. Anything else you want to see, let's talk about it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. If something helped you out, I'd love to hear how this helps someone. That's what I live for. So let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all and everything you do. Thank you. Peace.